Ringing up Graeme Kenna.
This is the voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services in Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, hello, good afternoon, Mr. Kenna. It's Mr. Hussain here, once again, leaving yourself another voice message. Today is message number 105. I've left you 104 previous messages from the 10th of October 2023, and now it's been 167 days that my brother's been unlawfully kidnapped from my care and custody and held by you in some unknown location, not knowing, clearly violating his rights to refuse your services and, railroading through nefarious agendas as you clearly did in my mother's case. Now, regarding my mother, it is the 2nd year anniversary of my mother's death today. Obviously she was murdered by yourself. You know it. That's hence why you the local authority are refusing to engage with me. 2 years later, where's my mother's inquest? I mean, you were quite eager to take custody of my mother and provide her with care services, and you were not in a position to provide her with care services for at least a year. She died 134 days later. 334 days later. Less than a year later, she died. So she died on the 22nd of January 2022, where you had unlawfully kidnapped her and at the height of the pandemic and kicked me out of the city on the 19th of February 2021. And so you could not even care for my mother for a year, and now you feel so bolden and brazen that you can come and abduct my brother like this and provide him with care services, not knowing anything about his background or circumstances, just looking to, obviously do a tick box exercise whilst at the same time violating his fundamental rights. Where's my mother's inquest? How did she die? And who is going to be carrying out the inquest? Your own associate. The coroner's office is somebody that you run and pay for. So it's, conflict of interest there, as it was a clear conflict of interest when my brother Nazim was murdered in 2014, where the coroner's office was sending, like you were in control of the coroner's office then. It's all fraudulent and deceptive, isn't it, Mr. Kenna? You know full well that you've been on this case now. You've been on this case regarding myself, regarding my mother's case, and now my brother's case in the court of protection, and now subsequently you're in charge. You know fully about the background and circumstances. It's clear, malevolent and maligned what you have been doing to us as a family. I mean, I'm just reminding myself that you came part way through the court of protection proceedings, considering your predecessor had clearly seen the fraud that was taking place. I think her name was Rachel Mann. Yeah, I think your predecessor's name was Rachel Mann. She absconded. The solicitor, the social workers all absconded. Everybody absconded. Even Miss Bean, Tracy Bean absconded. Sarish. There were so many social workers that all absconded while the case was being pursued by the Court of Protection. Finally, you managed to get us a social worker that would listen to you and do as you were told, and it was all just a failure. And even she left the case. It was just simply ridiculous. In the years while my mother was being in her, while you were pursuing case in the court of protection, so many solicitors, so many social workers changed hands because everybody knew what was going on. And the case stank, didn't it? And it eventually resulted in my mother's premature death. Now, once again, you have instructed the housing association to pursue these litigation actions. I'm reminding myself that in February 2022, when me and my brother returned to the property, I had asked you specifically if the injunctions were in place, and you advised me no, and the housing matter needs to be dealt with by the family or the housing association, whereas you have then subsequently gone behind our backs and liaised with the housing association for them to act as your proxy agents, looking to kick us out of the house. And when that was all failing, you then got the courts and tribunal services, commissioned their services, and then tried to commission several district judges, finally settling on District Judge Louise, who you've made a judge on a quid pro. You, the local authority, have recommended to become a judge on a quid pro quo basis, so she could take cases like this and rubber stamp for your advantage. It's all fraud and deceptive and criminal, isn't it? And how do you feel about that as a local authority? You're on the verge of bankruptcy, but you've always been morally bankrupt for some time. All I'm asking you to do is explain to me what legal framework you use to take my brother and why you are refusing to allow me access to see him after commissioning the services of the police to come and put bail conditions in place and criminal investigations. I'm getting criminal investigation while you commit crimes. Please contact me. Thank you very much.